My channel. It's Angela, and welcome back to my week ahead spread. So I haven't done a week ahead spread in forever. I used to for the longest, and I got bored with it about a year and a half ago. When I first started out, I would take the decks that I had been using the prior week, and that Sunday I would do a week ahead spread with them as an kind of an outgoing last job for the week. Because I have so many decks now, I like to give them all a chance. So I change decks weekly most of the time. So the deck I've been using all week this past week is the Supernova Tarot, which is these cards laid out. Now, I have done a minute kind of meditation and drew the cards. It is 8 o'clock a.m. straight up. Sunday, August 11th of 2024. I did meditation and I did the energy obstacle and advice for the week, which is the spread I always do for the week ahead. I have not looked at the cards, but this is for me or anyone else out there that resonates. If you see any stickiness, I spilled coffee earlier. I thought I got it all up, but now I'm feeling sticky right here on this side, but who knows? And now my phone is choosing to update when I'm on the phone or online. So there's a lot of stuff coming up on my phone. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys, before I get into these three cards, the two decks I worked with this week was the Supernova Tarot, and I was going to use this with the Pulp Tarot. But when I got down to it, I'm like, I don't feel, they don't jive well right now. So I pulled out the Uncommon Tarot. It's a collage deck. It's by Wiser Books. And they were fantastic together. These are the backs. They're thinner cards. They have gilding. Let's just do a few little comparisons here to show you guys these cards. So we got the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Wow. Two of Cups and the Three of Coins. Four of Wands and the Five of Cups. Seven of Cups and the Seven of Wands. Wow. Interesting. The Tower. I love this Tower. And the Six of Swords. Interesting because without that Tower moment, the Six of Swords can't happen, right? So that's cool. That's cool. King of Swords and the Ace of Coins. The Hangman and the Queen of Cups. I don't know what it is, but these read very well together. They don't look anything alike. Seven of Swords and Page of Coins. But they were fantastic together. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Both Eight of Swords, which is my card. Wow. I think I'm going to leave it at that right now for those two. That's crazy. So this is the week ahead spread I'm going to do. That's insane. I used the Supernova Tarot strictly for mediumship reading. So we have a bunch of new employees, and last week we had a new employee, and what struck me is Tuesday, she started Monday, Tuesday, every break I do a mediumship spread, every first break of the day. And I was getting someone that had been murdered, a boy, or a young man, by all this horrible stuff had happened. By Thursday of that week, the new employee that had started Monday told everybody how she was trying to get justice for her son who had been murdered. And I was like, what? Not only was he murdered, but his father was murdered as well, the year before in the same way. And I was just flabbergasted. I was floored that this deck had pulled all that out. And I'm like, what is happening? Because I thought the Supernova Tarot would be just this fun, kitschy little deck. I thought it was fantastic looking. And then all this stuff came out that I'm like, oh my God. It's no joke. It's a hard hitter. For mediumship readings, this is a winner deck for me. And all week long, last week, and all week long, this past week, the week before, and this past week, I was pulling the same person over and over, the same cards every time I would do a mediumship reading in the morning. So I quit doing it. And then we had a conversation because somebody had told her, oh, Angela reads tarot. And she actually came to me and said, if you find out anything, let me know. And we had a conversation. I have not done a mediumship reading since. But I do feel there was all kinds of relatives coming through in the cards, which just floored me. And everything that I had pulled out in the cards throughout the week, I'd written down. And I told her all about it Friday. And everything I had saw in the cards, seen visually in my clairvoyance, every bit of it she confirmed. And I was just like, this is mind-blowing. Every time I do a mediumship reading and it is dead on accurate, it's mind-blowing to me. So I just wanted to say all that before we do the week ahead spread. This may be a little bit lighter, hopefully, than the cards I've been pulling out of this deck the past 2 weeks, because they've been insane. So if you're just tuning in, when I did do the week ahead spread, that's my cat making noise over here. I would do the energy obstacle and advice, and I have Lisa Pepez to thank for that, because she always did this spread as well. And it was the first spread I really found that called to me. So I always do the energy obstacle and advice for the week in the 3-card spread, and I am going to pull a oracle card from the oracle deck that I've been pairing with the Supernova and the Uncommon this past week at the end. So without further ado, we're 7 minutes in. I've not pulled the card out. So the energy of the week is the 7 of Pentacles. And you know what? For some reason, I felt that happening. It's a lot of hard work. Yes, usually the 7 of Pentacles for me is this in-between moment where you put in the hard work and now it's a waiting period to see what grows, to see how your harvest turns out, right? And they're just waiting and waiting and waiting. But in that waiting, it's interesting, because in that waiting, there's you have time. You've been given the gift of time in that waiting period. And instead of choosing to sit and stare at the clock, as it were, you can choose to do something else. Choose to write a book or watch a movie or be productive in some way other than sitting and watching the clock or watching the pentacles. Especially if it's something to do with gardening. You can't physically see it growing. I mean, you can if you sat there long enough, but you have other things to do. You have to use the bathroom, you have to eat, you have to sleep, things like that. So you're not physically seeing the vegetables or whatever it is growing, right? So find something to do in that interim. And that's what I see is there's a, not just a waiting period, but it's been kind of like you've been given the gift of time. You have more time than you need. So find something to do with yourself in that time instead of waiting around. And then for the obstacle, I pulled the King of Cups. I do feel like this could be work related. You're waiting for a project to finish up, or the King of Cups I see as being maybe a boss. I love this deck with the pink. Anytime there's water, it's pink. I love it. I love it. Anyway, for the obstacle, I see that maybe that's the person you want to, I feel like it's an older male who may be overly sensitive to, what am I trying to say? He may be overly sensitive to, maybe you're not the type of person that's, sensitive, and he is. I see it as almost like having to walk on eggshells, because you never know what his mood's going to be. That's not my boss, so I don't know who this is for, but I'm sorry. He's on the more sensitive side. And so maybe that's why you're anxious for this project to come to fruition, because you won't have to deal with this person anymore after the project is finished. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling and seeing here. Interesting. Instead of waiting around and he's watching you wait around, going, oh, she's not productive or he's not productive, you could be doing something else to distract yourself from this person. Interesting. Look at a little fish down here. Okay, so the advice for the week. We get the strength card. Wow. So yeah, it almost too is like this person is trying to engage you in some kind of something, and you have the strength to walk away. Again, I'm going back to the Seven of Pentacles here, where you have the strength to walk away and do something else, distract yourself from the obviously glaring person. Maybe they're trying to take credit for the project you're doing. Interesting. So let's real quick see what the book says. If I can find it. Seven of Pentacles. And it is a low Scarabaro, so there are multiple languages in here. But the first English is 52 pages, and it's only 100-something pages, so the rest of them are really small. Let's see. Seven of Pentacles. One more. We've traveled a long road from the beginning. Now we can see our accomplishments and imagine them growing. In a society that cares a lot about how much we work, it's glad to also value our hobbies and what we enjoy doing when we're not working. Every success comes from working hard, but it's just as important to take a break. Yeah, I see that totally in here. And that maybe that's the thing that you need to, while you're in that waiting period, waiting for your hard work to come to fruition, you can find a hobby or do something other than concentrate on work, because that is, it's a nice distraction from that thing that's happening. Interesting. So then we got the King of Cups. This character is emotionally mature through and through. He doesn't view emotions as a weakness, but rather as his most powerful tool and shield. Boys don't cry is an outdated saying, and our king here is well aware of that. He's a real giver, holding nothing back when it comes to emotions or material things. Plus, he's welcoming and knows how to lend a hand to those around him. And see, I'm not feeling that in this specific card. I'm feeling like he's like, look at me, look at me. And that could be the reversal effect of being the King of Cups, is he's out of touch emotionally, so everything is emotions to him. And that actually brought that up here. He's a real giver, holding nothing back when it comes to emotions or material things. It's not like he's got an overabundance of emotions there. And that's, it again, is something that other people have to walk on eggshells around him, because they never know what's going to set him off emotionally. Strength. And this is a bit more information. It's got a whole section here for the majors. It says upright, tenacity, motivation, kindness, persuasion, energy, persuasion, energy, courage, and motivation serve as powerful catalysts in pursuing our goals. Strength, predominantly a mental prowess, guides us where aggression and violence may falter, effortlessly dismantling barriers with a combination of gentleness and persuasive finesse. A formidable energy propels us forward. Let's harness it to its fullest potential. Reverse. Fatigue, loss of motivation, taking things personally. We've heavily relied on our energies, and now they've dwindled. The calm we once commanded has slipped away, replaced by a reaction to provocations. Rest becomes the key to rejuvenation, and critically, it's time to assess whether the imminent battles truly merit our dedication or if we find ourselves lacking the motivation to persist. That kind of calls me out a little bit. Says the calm we once commanded has slipped away, replaced by a reaction. Rest becomes the key to rejuvenation, and that could be what we're talking about here in this Seven of Pentacles. Is maybe it is a resting period also. Like, while we're in that waiting period, it's time to rest our body. We've done all this hard work, and now it's time to rest. Interesting. So that's what I've got here. Let me pull, where's my... So I've been pairing this with the Earth Blessings Oracle cards by Liz Dean. I love this deck. And the more I use it, the more I love it. I don't really ever read the book, but it's got fall, spring, or summer, spring, and winter backs. I'm not pulled a card from this yet, but to round out the spread, let's pull a card and see what it says. Okay. Pulled, the back is fall. And I don't know why, but I am loving the thought of fall. It's August, and we've had some very gloomy days. But on top of the 100-degree heat we had back in May and June. But I'm like, I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for Halloween. And I have not actually been this ready for it in years. Like, it's not even the middle of August yet. Well, technically kind of is. But I'm ready for it. But the card is change. May you bless the burning of the leaves. I love that. That's, of course, a fall moment, but it could be calling me out too, because I detest change. I hate change in every way. And maybe this, whatever this project is, when it finally hits, will change your position, will change your outlook. Maybe, like I said, you have the strength to walk away from this person that's, I think they're a toxic person in the workplace. Maybe it's up to you to change your mindset or change your perspective to walk away from it and to sit in the Seven of Pentacles waiting period moment. Yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I love that deck so hard. I love the feel here. I'm not going to read the book because it's like a lot of pages. Let's see here. Yeah, and I can't, there, let's see if I can find it real quick. Oh, there it is. Open right up to it. It says, may you bless the turning of the leaves. Inside, leaves turn gold, orange, and red as trees and shrubs prepare for their winter sleep. Their stunning displays bring back memories of the summer sun, a reminder that change can be a beautiful journey from splendor to surrender. Blessings. May you catch a falling leaf for luck in the months ahead. May the earth anchor you as you enter a new phase. May you release what you no longer need. May your memories bring you happiness. That kind of does tie into this. And then affirmation, I welcome change with an open heart. And I love how it says, may the earth anchor you as you enter a new phase. And the first card we pulled here was the Seven of Pentacles. And it's the only minor here where we got the King of Cups, but that's a court card. So we only have that one minor that's of the earth. So that makes sense. It's kind of telling you, hey, get grounded, and you're going to need this grounding moment for this person that's trying to oust you or get rid of you or whatever. But that's the spread I have for y'all this week. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos, and y'all have a good night. Bye.